Hi, I'm Alan Wilder from Recoil, and this is Soundcheck with Der Westen. Yeah, that's the first actual studio recording that I was involved in with the mode. And I can remember it very well at Blackwing Studios in London. I can just picture the setup now, you know, Daniel with his ARC 2600 and the little BBC computer that we used. What else would we have had? You know, it was quite a small studio actually, although they did a lot of work there. I think they did the first 2 albums there, and then when we did this track. We did a long 12-inch, and I can remember chopping up the tape, you know, because we used to make 12 inches by just literally running off passes from the track, from the mixing board onto tape, and then chop the tape up and chop. I remember spending hours and hours just chopping up tape and, you know, putting it together. I mean, people can't imagine how you used to have to do things actually. It's not that long ago, but the process was so much more difficult than it is now, where you just, in your computer, just move all your parts around to make a new mix. You couldn't do that in those days. You had to think of, you know, you had to think of ways to do it by hand and then cut it together.
Where's the Alan Wilder aspect in that song, in that very early song?
Well, it's difficult to remember exactly what idea, who had what ideas, you know. I mean, I'm sure I would have been trying to get my ideas in. I think we tried to get a bigger sound, a fatter sound, you know. We used a few new bits of equipment around that time. The Sin drum, I think we used, which was electronic drum kit that had just come out. I think the drums were made with that, which was different to the previous records. I don't know, I can't remember really. I used to write more songs in those days, and then I realised it's not really what I'm best at.
But only like 3 songs made it on an album?
Yeah, 2 on that one.
2 on that one
and one on the next
one.
one. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just doesn't really come naturally to me. You know, I don't feel the words. You know, they don't come. And when I do try and write words, I just look at them and it just looks stupid to me. And I go, no. I don't know. My interest is kind of more about atmosphere and sort of production and editing and all the other things, you know. But songs themselves, I felt I should do it, and it didn't really work for me, so I just stopped trying and thought I'll do something else. You know. It's still a great intro, isn't it? Very simple, to the point, bang. It's a really good guitar riff, or good guitar sound and riff. I think we put it through some kind of filter and re-recorded it back in, and then sampled it. And it's just got a great sound. But that's still one of my favourites, and it's clearly a live favourite as well.
What did you think when you first saw people moving their hands up in the air?
I can't really remember how that started, you know. It was more of a gradual thing that you know, there wasn't one occasion when they all started doing it. It must have just grown over time, and people would, the same people maybe came to the gigs and kept doing it, and then other people would join. It's like a snowball effect, you know. And now, of course, everybody knows about it, and immediately, you know, they do it. No?
Come with me.
Oh yeah.
Into the trees. We lay on the grass and let hours pass. Take my hand. Come back to the land.
I went to see Rammstein recently in Berlin at the Velodrome here. And I did find it very entertaining, you know, it brought a smile to the face, and they clearly put a lot of effort into it, you know. It's always nice if someone covers one of your tracks, you know. I mean, what about the Johnny Cash cover version? You know, that's something to be really proud of, you know.
Every musician loves Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Why is that?
That's a very good question. Why does everyone love Johnny Cash? I guess it's because he has his kind of heart on his sleeve and he's vulnerable. I think that's the thing about Johnny Cash. You can sort of see right into him, no matter when he was a young man or an old man or whatever. And it's that honesty that people love, I think. Yeah, and the Nine Inch Nails cover is fantastic, you know. And he made that song, his Hurt, he made it his own, didn't he? It no longer belongs to Nine Inch Nails. And that's quite impressive to be able to take someone else's song and do that. Mm. Well, I guess that would be in my all-time top 2 favourite Depeche songs. But of course I always have mixed feelings because even though I think it's great, it reminds me of the sort of process of making it, which wasn't so great. And it was a difficult period, you know, and I've been saying this a lot recently, you know, quite often out of complicated relationships and difficult times comes more creative work, and that's, I think, a case in point here. But it does take me back to when we recorded it and sitting in the sort of Madrid villa that we rented, which was claustrophobic and, you know, difficult. And we had a lot of difficulty with that track as well. We did many different versions, I think. In fact, we spent 10 weeks in Madrid and we only recorded 3 songs in that time because we kept trying them and saying no, and then try a different way, and then no. And this was about 4th or 5th time we tried to record it. And actually it started off with just doing something we never did. It was just jamming together. So I was on a bass guitar, Martin was on guitar, someone was operating a drum machine or something, someone else was playing a tambourine, and we kind of sat there and tried to jam. And I think that was Flood's idea to get us to do that, because we would never do that, you know, we're kind of computer people, you know. So the idea of jamming together didn't really make much sense, you know, with our lineup. But he made us do it, and then and from that we only got maybe one idea for the bass line perhaps, but it was enough, or maybe we got the guitar riff, I can't remember. But it was enough to get us going, you know. So I think it works, and it's a great song, of course, you know.
We have a very special guest tonight.
No. It was good. It was really good. I mean, I knew it would be nice, but I wasn't quite expecting such a reaction. And not just on the night, but afterwards, you know, people sending messages and emails and Facebook messages and, you know, saying how much they enjoyed the thing or how much they wish they were there if they weren't there, you know. And of course, a lot of people have been able to see it on YouTube, because you can see everything on YouTube. So it's been quite a snowball of effect, you know. Yeah, it was a nice thing to do. I enjoyed it a lot, but I enjoyed the day more than the performance. The performance was okay, you know, and the crowd were really nice. But I actually enjoyed just sort of being able to chat with everyone and spend this sort of afternoon with Martin and Fletch mainly, because Dave wasn't around much. You know, and just catch up.
Okay. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you
Cool.
very much.
Good. You're welcome.